What is going on, Pats Nation? You guys already know who it is. Patriots Global back here with another video. And in this one, we're going to be talking about how the New England Patriots are signing tight end Hunter Henry to a 3-year contract extension. Hunter Henry was expected to be a free agent come the new league year next Wednesday, I want to say on March 13th. Let's keep in mind, too, that a couple days before the official start of the new league year, so about Monday, teams are already going to be reaching out to free agents. Deals are already going to be made. Trades are officially going to be made too. It just won't become official until Wednesday when the new league year officially does begin. But we're going to break this down in today's video. We're going to break down the numbers. We're going to break down what this means for the Patriots. And ultimately, do I like this move for the Patriots, or was it an L by New England? Let's hop into today's video. So first off, let's just break down this contract. So the Patriots are giving Hunter Henry a pretty decent contract. They're giving him a 3-year contract extension worth $27 million, which includes $16 million guaranteed. That's going to come out to being just below $10 million per year annually. Now, obviously, that's not how contracts work. He could be making $12 million this year, and it could be significantly lower next year. We don't actually know those official numbers yet, but what we do know is the Patriots have the money this year. The Patriots have the money next year. And when you look at the overall money that Hunter Henry is going to be making, I think that this is a steal for the Patriots. I really expected that Hunter Henry was going to hit the open market. He was going to test out free agency, and he was going to get a big lucrative deal that I really wasn't sure the Patriots were going to want to offer. Keep in mind that with Dalton Schultz off the board, he was recently signed to a very similar deal with the Houston Texans last week. Hunter Henry immediately became the best tight end on the open market. And whether you deserve to be paid as the best tight end, when you are the best at your position on the market and you have a big market, teams are going to overpay for you. So the fact that New England was able to get him signed to an extension before the start of the new league year, I thought was the best move they could make. Especially because you look at that contract for Dalton Schultz, and I don't think that Schultz is significantly better than Hunter Henry is. I think that Schultz has a better receiving upside, but I think if you're looking for the better all-around tight end, that guy is going to be Hunter Henry. And Hunter Henry throughout his entire career, whether that was with the Chargers or whether here in New England, has proved his ability as a pass catcher. And the Dalton Schultz contract, again, was very similar, except he got a 3-year contract worth $36 million. That is almost $10 million more than Hunter Henry is ultimately making. So part of me wonders if maybe Hunter Henry was given the Patriots a little bit, maybe just a little bit of a discount because he wants to stay here in New England. I don't think that with his family now, I mean, he's married, he has a wife, he had a kid here in New England not too long ago, about a year and a half ago, had a kid here in New England. He probably ideally doesn't want to uproot them. I also bet that the $16 million guaranteed that he's making was a big reason on why he signed this contract and prevented him from hitting the open market. With that guaranteed money, it doesn't matter if he doesn't play a single snap here in New England. It doesn't matter if he doesn't record a single reception, a single touchdown, a single yard. As soon as he signs that contract, he's guaranteed that $16 million. The interesting thing, too, is that Schultz getting that contract extension puts him into the top 10 highest paid tight ends. Another interesting thing is that in 2021, the big spending spree that the Patriots went on when they signed Jonnu Smith and Hunter Henry, both of those guys were respectively paid as 2 top 10 tight ends in the National Football League. Again, right now, with the new contract, Schultz is being paid as a top 10 tight end. Hunter Henry, with his contract, is being paid as the 11th highest paid tight end in the league. He's not even considered a top 10 guy, which I highly disagree with. Is he going to be the most productive guy? No, but keep in mind the quarterback play that he's had. Keep in mind the deficiencies on offense on a year-to-year basis, how he was being utilized. 3 different offensive coordinators in the 3 years he spent here in New England, and he was still able to put up respective numbers. I can only imagine what Hunter Henry's going to do with maybe more consistency at quarterback, with a quarterback that can actually get through his reads if he has protection. Also, having an actual offensive coordinator who will be here for hopefully multiple years, giving this offense and the offensive players a little bit more stability. What you also have to keep in mind, too, is that Alex Van Pelt, Patriots' new offensive coordinator, really does value a tight end in his offense. More specifically, he values a well-rounded tight end. In the Alex Van Pelt system, it doesn't really make sense to have a guy who is strictly going to come in and block, like a Dwayne Allen. It also doesn't make sense to have a guy who's strictly going to come in and be a receiving tight end, a guy like Mike Gesicki. Having a guy that's able to do a multitude of different things and be a 3-down player is exactly what the Van Pelt system needs, and Hunter Henry really does fit exactly that. Before we continue on today's video, though, if you guys want to find a way to massively support the channel other than just liking and subscribing, there is another free way that you guys can really help support this channel, and that's by going ahead and checking out our sponsors over at Aura. Go ahead and sign up, link in the description box below, pin in the comment section below for a free 14-day free trial to make sure that none of your information is being used on the black web or just being used improperly without your knowledge. Check it out. Hey guys, sorry to cut the video real quick, but I had a very important question that I had to ask you, and that is, have you ever Googled yourself, or maybe a friend, maybe a family member Googled themselves and saw their private information being used? Maybe like their name, their phone number, their social security number, their address, maybe their credit card information? God knows I have, and the only reason that I was able to find that and take care of it was because of today's sponsor over at Aura. So what Aura is an identity protection service, and what they do is they go ahead for you so you don't gotta do the hard work, and they scour the internet for any of your information being used illegally that you didn't want them to use. The other great part is that they'll monitor your credit. They'll see if your phone number is being used to robocallers, which if you don't know what those guys are, they're essentially the ones that call you about 5 times a day and absolutely annoying the heck out of you. And then sometimes when you do answer, it's just a creepy breathing voice on the other end. I mean, just today alone, I got about 6 of those. Because little do you know, these data brokers are actually trying to sell your information to robocallers, to spammers who are trying to find out your own personal information, such as where you live. So what Aura will do is they'll essentially send you an email or notification saying that, hey, someone's trying to use your phone number. Someone's trying to access this information about you. Do you want us to delete it from the web? In which I would expect you to say, yes, get rid of it. Unfortunately, in today's society, a lot of threats that we all face on a day-to-day basis come online, and unfortunately, the scary part is that we can't always see it. Aura's gonna come in, protect you, protect your family from threats that we can't see and we don't even know are coming. And there's a lot of different websites out there that do identity protection, credit monitoring, all that good stuff, but there's no website that does it all bulked up into one in one place. You're not paying for several different subscriptions on different websites. It's all in one place, and they're able to cut that bill down for you in more than half. Because of Aura, the days of you having to get an antivirus or a password management or a VPN are officially out of the door because they're going to do everything for you in one space. So hey, look, you guys can go right ahead and let people exploit your own private information, or you can go to the link in the description box below and pinned in the comment section below to go ahead and sign up for your 14-day free trial over at Aura. Yes, guys, so that link is there. Please go ahead, check them out, sign up for your 14-day free trial. Massively supports the channel, but also it's keeping you safe. But back to the video. So, like I mentioned, with Alex Van Pelt's system, he's really utilized tight ends, especially more and more each year. David Njoku finally had his breakout season this past year under Alex Van Pelt, and that was with very inconsistent quarterback play. I mean, Alex Van Pelt had to utilize like 3 or 4 different quarterbacks with the Browns last year and was still able to get production for Njoku and get the Browns to the playoffs. This past year, though, David Njoku, 81 receptions, 862 yards, 10.9 yards per reception, and 6 touchdowns. In 2022, he was able to put up 58 receptions, 628 yards, 10.8 yards per reception, and 4 touchdowns. If the Patriots are able to get something similar in terms of production for Hunter Henry, then the contract they're signing him to is an absolute steal. Especially because when you look at what Hunter Henry has done since joining the Patriots in 2021, one of the biggest questions, one of the biggest concerns has been his ability to stay healthy. He's been able to do that for the most part since joining New England. And I think a big part of that comes to the coaching staff, comes to the strength and conditioning staff also. In 2021, played a full season. In 2022, played a full season. He did not play a full season at all throughout his NFL career with the Chargers prior to coming to New England. Now, this past year, he did deal with some injuries. He played in 14 games, but he kind of missed the stretch down of the season. But it also really didn't matter. The Patriots weren't going to the playoffs. They weren't winning anything. There was no point in him pushing through an injury. And it was kind of a standpoint where he's going to be a free agent. No point in trying to aggravate something and potentially lowering your overall value if you're not able to be ready for 2024. But in 2021, he was able to put up 603 yards on 50 receptions, 12.1 yards per reception, and 9 touchdowns in his first year with New England. Absolutely insane. In 2022, he did take a step back, though. He had 409 yards, 12.4 yards per reception on 41 receptions for 2 touchdowns. And then this past year, in 14 games, 42 receptions, 419 yards, 10 yards per reception, and 6 touchdowns. That's been his worst season so far here in New England throughout that 3-year deal. But again, didn't play a full season, so it makes sense. He is usually averaging somewhere between like 500-600 yards per season here for the Patriots. And being a tight end, unless you're like a Travis Kelce or a Rob Gronkowski, it's not realistic for those guys to put up 1,000-yard seasons. It really just doesn't happen. If you're able to get 700, 800, maybe even 900 yards out of a tight end, that is elite production from the position. Overall, I am extremely, extremely happy with the Patriots' ability to get this contract extension done before he hits the open market because, like I said, I do believe that there would have been another team that would have offered him a bigger bag that maybe he just would not have been able to resist. But the Patriots get their tight end locked up, their starting tight end locked up for at least the next 3 years. What are your guys' thoughts on this move? Let me know in the comment section below. And of course, remember to leave a big like on this video on your way out and subscribe to the channel for all of your New England Patriots news. As always, though, guys, I appreciate you so much for watching. Stay safe and never forget, go Pats.